دايما بتفكريني انت
عفوا
كل ما
دكتورة
شرحت
الشابتر التاسع.
yes, number 9, chapter 9. Okay, these are 8 theories for that explains or studied the employee motivation. Let's start with the first one, which is Maslow hierarchy of needs. مدرج ماسلو للحاجات الإنسانية. Very famous. And this theory and this study is a basic study that most of the other studies depend on it. يعني it's like a base for other theories. Maslow, Abraham Maslow, he was studying the human needs and he put all the human needs into 5 categories. From bottom to top, he put it in a hierarchical shape. حطها في مدرج هرمي. ليه يا ماسلو ما حطيتهاش في دايرة ولا مربع ولا حطيتها يعني كأي شكل من الأشكال؟ No, he put it in a hierarchical shape. Because in the hierarchical shape, we have a wide base and a tiny and like a small top. So we have a wide base. This base includes the group of the needs that all people want. He put the physiological needs in this base. Why physiological needs? Because no human being on earth can live without satisfying these needs. What are these needs؟ يعني ايه الفسيولوجيكال اللي ليها علاقه ب the body, the human body. زي مثلا the need for air. انا عايزه اتنفس. I need food. I need to eat. I need to drink. These are the physiological needs that all human beings share and want to satisfy. That's why he put it at the end, at the bottom of the hierarchy. تمام؟ طيب, what about the needs at the top of the hierarchy? Not everyone seeking these needs, seek to satisfy these needs. يعني ايه؟ يعني حط at the top of the hierarchy حط self actualization needs. تقدير الذات وحب الذات, and we want people who have ambitions and they have goals and they want to seek these goals. Not everyone have these goals. Not everyone want to make the best of themselves. That's according to Maslow, مش according to Hansam. ده according to Maslow. هو قال كده. قال والله yes, the physiological needs are shared among all human needs. However, the top, the self-actualization, it's not of the same relative importance at everybody or for everybody. طيب, what about after the base? What about the groups after the physiological needs? We have the security needs. What are the security needs? اللي هو احتياجات الأمان. أمان from what? Even from any harm, either economic harm or physical harm. يعني مثلا I want to work to have some money to buy a house because I don't want to sleep in the streets. I want some economic security. I want some safety from harm. This is the security needs. And it is shared among most people. The next level are the social needs. Social needs is the need for companionship. Companionship يعني حد companion, يعني حد يبقى someone you relate to somebody and somebody relates to you. الأصدقاء, co-workers, to create a family. I want to have a partner. I want to have children. I want to create a family. الحاجات الاجتماعية. Okay, these are the social needs. هتقولي لي والسوشيال نيدز دي مش عند الكل. لا, sometimes people keep themselves isolated from others. ما عندهمش ال caring about having social relationships with others. بدرجات طبعا. That's according to Maslow. And then the self-esteem needs. Self-esteem, to respect myself, to have a good image about myself, and people respecting me. Self-respect and respecting others. And the self-actualization needs. These are the 5 categories for needs that Maslow summarized all human needs. قعد يدرسها فترة طويلة جدا. قال لك كل الحاجات الإنسانية اللي أنا لقيتها في البشر can be grouped into these 5 groups of needs. The most important, the most relevant of relevant importance to all people are the physiological needs, and it begins to lose importance طبعا relatively among different people as we go up in the hierarchy. This is the first theory. The second theory is called Herzberg two-factor theory. Herzberg is another scientist who studied how we motivate employees at work. He wanted to know how we motivate employees at work. How can we do this? He said that we have two sets of factors that using them, these factors or these aspects can motivate people at work or employees at work to do the job, to have their job done. Like what? These factors. He said that we have one set of factors that focuses on the work settings. Work settings. يعني ايه work settings؟ عارفين اعدادات الموبايل؟ احنا عندنا اعدادات الشغل برضو. We have the work settings. القوانين الداخلية طبعا اللي هي البايلوز، البوليسيز، عندنا work environment, pleasant work environment and safe work environment, the relationship between co-workers, the relationship with superiors, the relationship with subordinates. These are factors and aspects that focuses on the work settings, not the work content. The work setting, not the work content. The work content is different. By the way, these factors, Herzberg called them hygiene factors. قال على المجموعة من الفاكتورز دي اسمها اللي بتركز على الwork content, work settings, not the work content. قايل اسمها الhygiene factors, and I don't know why he called it like this. Maybe you can search about it and tell me. Okay, because you know what hygiene means? Hygiene يعني إن هي لها علاقة بالنظافة. تمام. But I don't know why he called. Maybe it has different meaning and I don't know about it. Maybe I should search. يعني I should work on myself and search. Why he called it? ها؟
دكتور
تحول.
أي.
دكتور بس أنا واقفة برا الكلاس.
طب ما تتفضلي.
مسكر الباب.
أنا مش مسكرة ولا حاجة.
كيف مو جي دبليو 105؟
يا مظبوط. واحنا هنقفل الباب ليه يا بنتي؟ No, not yet. Yes. Yes, sure. So, somebody was talking about hygiene factors. Anybody knows why?
هو التحوط يعني؟
الايه؟
تحوط الإحاطة.
مش عارفة. لا. hygiene. لا hygiene مش الجينز، مش الجينات. لا hygiene. hygiene نظافة صحية، النظافة الشخصية. But yes, I know that's what it meant. But why he called it like this? We should search. Why? يعني أنا هكتب في جوجل مرة بس دايما بنسى. Why Herzberg called the work content factors as hygiene factors? We should know about this. Anyway, this is not our issue. The second set of factors is called motivational factors. والmotivational factors دي focuses on what? Focuses on the work content بقى, not the work settings. It focuses on the work content. يعني ايه الwork content؟ الشغل بتاعنا، يعني الريكوجنيشن، الريسبونسبيلتيز، محتوى الشغل. لكن التاني كان السيتنجز. Okay, فhe said that in order to motivate employees at work, you can motivate them by two different sets: the work setting and the work content. And these are some examples about the hygiene factors and the motivational factors, like some of the examples about each. And this is Herzberg two-factor theory. Okay. We have three theories that are related to each other: theory X, theory Y, and theory Z. Okay? اللي عمل ثيوري X و ثيوري Y اسمه ماجريجرز. scientist اسمه ماجريجرز. He put the assumptions of two different theories. مش عايزة أقول لك إن هما two contradicted theories. These theories مثلا theory X, he assumed, put the assumption in theory X that workers and employees don't like to work. They don't like work. They don't want to go to work. They don't want to take responsibility. They avoid responsibility whenever they can. So, in order to motivate these employees, you have to control them. You have to you need to have very tight control over them, very tight supervision over these employees, because if you don't supervise them, they will not work, they will not achieve their objectives. Is that true? Yes. Sometimes it's true. For some workers who just don't have any goals, bigger goals in life, and they would like to satisfy only their basic needs, like the physiological and security needs, اللي هي at the bottom of the hierarchy في Maslow. They want to satisfy the basic needs اللي هي الأولانية اللي هي ال physiological والثانية اللي هي security. They want just to satisfy their basic needs. They don't, يعني they are not eager for better, they don't have bigger goals, and they just want to do their mission and that's it. أول ما السوبرفايزر يمشي ولا المدير مش جاي النهارده أغيب أو أروح, I don't do my work. Okay? McGregor put this theory for this human nature, للطبيعة البشرية اللي زي كده, who want to avoid responsibility and they don't like to work. So he put these assumptions, he put the theory for these kinds of people. تمام؟ لو تفتكروا لما اتكلمنا عن الليدرشيب والتايبس اوف ليدرز, قلنا 3 انواع من الليدرز. انتوا المفروض هتختبروا عليهم باين؟ لا. Anyway, we talked about the autocratic leader and the democratic leader and the free rein leader. Remember? The autocratic leader is suitable for these kinds of theories. He put the theory that the leader must control, he must supervise, and in some situation, the leader must threaten the employees to do their work. يهددهم. لو غبت هخصم من راتبك، لو عملت كذا، لو ما حققتش التارجت هيأثر على الريوردز بتاعتك. Yes, sometimes this happens. So the managers here must exert tight control, supervision, and sometimes threatening and punishment to get them to work. This is theory X. And the same scientist, McGregor, put another theory, which is theory Y. What is theory Y and what is the assumptions of theory Y? He assumes in theory Y, قال لك إيه؟ Employees like to work. They like to work without supervision. You don't need to exert much control and supervision over them because these workers want to achieve bigger needs in life, bigger goals in life. They want to satisfy their self-esteem and self-actualization needs. Even if maybe they stay at work, maybe after work hours, they want to work, they want to achieve bigger goals. So managers, in this case, which is a democratic manager, احنا قلنا الاوتوكراتيك ينفع للاكس، هنا ينفع في الواي الديمقراطيك اللي هو المانجر اللي هو need less control and supervision over these workers and treat them like partners, not workers. They share the decision making. الناس هنا بتتعامل معاملة partners and associates, not workers. People exercise self-direction and self-control. مش لما المدير يغيب هو هيغيب، لا هو هيشتغل ويعمل عشان هو he has bigger goals in life. The average person will accept and seek responsibility. مش زي في theory X they will avoid responsibility. So theory Y is totally different, totally opposite to theory X. In theory X, he assumed that people do not work, do not like to work, while in theory Y, yes, they like to work. They will seek achievement of goals and seek fulfillment of higher needs. This is McGregor, theory X and Y. طلع في تجربة جديدة عملت حاجة اسمها theory Z. Theory Z is give much flexibility and decision-making freedom to employees. اسمها التجربة اليابانية the Japanese approach in management, the management Japanese approach أو المدخل الياباني أو التجربة اليابانية في الإدارة. Theory Z is compatible with the free reign leader. فاكرين الفري reign leader غير الأوتوقراtic والديمقراtic. The free reign leader, the leader who put the standards and put the goals and then leave the employees find their way to achieve this objective. They can take decision making, they can work whenever they like, whatever they like to achieve their objective. وادينا مثال عليها تقريبا ألان مولالي كان authentic. Yes. Anyway, this theory Z gives more freedom. A management philosophy that stresses employee participation in all aspects of the company decision making. فلما نيجي هنا نقارن between the three theories, you can see that where theory X initiated in China, in Y initiated in the US, and Z initiated in Japan, we find much differences in participation in decision making, controlling, supervision, worker welfare, and the responsibility. We have here very tight control, collaborative between the management, but here we have more trust and intimacy. They focus on many other aspects that give the employee more freedom. تفضلي. Yes.
Each one is opposite than the other one.
Yes.
The good one or the best one for the company?
Wallahi, it depends on several factors. It depends what type of society are you living in, and about the laws. And it depends on the.
Sometimes there's worker, you can say that theory X is work with them.
Yes.
And there's other theory Y work with
Yes.
them. And you cannot treat.
It depends on the bylaws. احنا عندنا laws متعلقة بالكونتري وعندنا bylaws متعلقة بالمنظمة أو الكومباني أو أي حاجة. First of all, you can choose whatever you like to hire in your organization. يعني مثلا I used to work in an organization with tight control. يعني مثلا وانتي داخله seriously I'm not joking تلاقي حد وانا يعني انا now I don't have anyone to supervise me. ماشي، مع ان هي نفس anyone to supervise me يعني ايه؟ محدش عارف انا دخلت امتى، قلت ايه، خرجت الساعه كام، واديت ايه This is a self control. بس بالرغم من كده تلاقينا بنحضر وبندي we do our job. We don't need this tight control. تمام؟ In other universities او in other countries خليني اقول بتدخلي تلاقي موظف واقف لك على الباب وبيبص في الساعه. موظف مع الاحترام لكل الوظائف اللي في الجامعه، بس يعني who is supervising who here؟ تمام؟ طب انا على فكره ممكن ادخل القاعه يعني واقول اي حاجه. تمام؟ So this is not correct. It depends on what? It depends on the country you are living in. It depends on the company. What nature is this company? We have sometimes innovative organization. We have sometimes very traditional organizations inside the same society. It depends on the type of leadership and type of management you want to spread in your organization. You have, when you hire any employee at the beginning, you have like orientation at the beginning. انت بتهيئي الموظف هو هيشتغل ازاي. وبعدين في الاخر we have assessment. Okay, we don't have, sometimes we say, yes, we don't have tight control, but we have assessment. At the end, we will see how much work did you do, and we will assess you and evaluate you. So he will begin, he will feel like he will take the responsibility and he will take the accountability as well. Responsibility بتقابلها accountability يا جماعة. Responsibility هتحمل المسؤولية وفي المقابل هتحمل العواقب. Okay, so it depends, and it depends on the type of work. هم عمال، هم موظفين، هم what type of work they are doing. Sometimes we are working in an organization وبيبقى فيها العديد من المستويات الوظيفية. Sometimes you need to have a tight control over the low level management. موظفين، عمال، عاملين، مع الاحترام للجميع، بس they need to come at the specific time, they have a job to do. So it depends. There is no right answer for your question. It depends. It depends on the type of management you want to spread in your organization. It depends on the type of the organization. It depends on the bylaws. It depends on the society. It depends on the organizational culture. We talked about the organizational culture before. So it depends. This is one theory. This is another theory. This is a third theory. Sometimes you can adapt. By the way, the US took the Japanese approach with some adaptation. هي حورتها إلى حد ما في بعض الأحوال. So sometimes they use this or they use the other theory. So it depends. الإجابة هي it depends. Yes, you can. وده اللي حصل في أمريكا. وده اللي حصل ان sometimes they take the Japanese approach. احنا كنا بندرسها التجربه اليابانيه في الاداره دي، كان مدخل، كان بيسموه مدخل الياباني في الاداره، كان بيدرس. Sometimes you take some of it and you leave some as an adaptation for your organization. تكيف بتاخدي منها اللي يناسبك for your organization. Some of these theory I don't يعني agree with by the way. يعني some of these theory اصل دي assumptions يا جماعه، منها theory اتحطت من 70 سنه فاتت بتاعت بيتر دراكر. ده بيتر دراكر ده ابو الاداره، كان عايش في الخمسينات في القرن الماضي. تمام؟ So sometimes yes they need some يعني some modifications according to what the يعني according to the world we are living in now. So let me tell you مثلا مش الايكويتي ثيوري، هديكي مثال على هرجع تاني للايكويتي ثيوري. Let me give you an example about expectation theory. Expectancy theory. Expectancy theory comes from the word expectations. التوقع. What is expectancy theory? This theory assumes that if the employee feels motivated toward a specific position or a specific job, as long as he is likely to have it, he will be motivated to have it. But if he is not likely to have it, it's not possible for him to get this job, he will not be motivated. صح. والحد هنا وصح. فبيقول والله يا جماعة it's not about how bad you want this job, it's about is it likely or isn't to have it. Is it possible or not to have it. هو نظريا yes صحيح، لو حد عنده فرصة ان هو ياخد منصب yes he will strive, he will be motivated to achieve this job, to be promoted to get this job. But if not, لا don't try خلاص, don't be motivated. And this is a part I don't totally agree with. يعني if you don't see it coming خلاص بقى I will not do something. لا. So this part مع ان according to the expectancy theory he will not be motivated. He shouldn't be motivated. يعني واحد بيقول I want to be the CEO of my organization. one day I want to be the CEO of my organization. Yes, okay, do and work and work hard. Maybe one day you will be. But if somebody tells you, no, no way, impossible. This is not happening because we have rules and we have laws and impossible, you will be the CEO of this organization. So you'll not be motivated. So I don't totally agree with the expectancy theory. It assumes that the assumption that motivation depends not only on how much a person wants something, but also on how likely he or she is to get it, how possibly he or she is to get it. So yes, one of the theories. Okay, back to the equity theory. Back to the equity theory. Equity comes from the word equal and equity, المساواة equal. This theory assumes that when employees feel that they are being treated with fairness, معلش الريتينر يا جماعة معلش ساعات بتطلع مني مخارج ألفاظ كده مش مظبوطة. With fairness and equity, they will be motivated to do their job. Yes, this is true. When I feel like my organization is rewarding me like I deserve, so I will be motivated to do it. But if I believe that I don't get what I deserve, I don't have any rewards that compensate my work, my time, my effort, I will feel like I'm not treated as I should. So I will not do any work, any extra work. This is how it is. So this is equity theory. But here is a very problematic issue here. The equity, المساواة, this is a very subjective notion. يعني ايه subjective? It depends. يعني if I ask you about equity, لو انت عايزه تبقي في العمل حاسه ان انت you are being treated يعني fairness with fairness, you can say something. If I ask you the same question, you can say another thing. So equity is not the same. It's a subjective notion. It depends on our opinion and point of views. So it's not very easy to let employees feel like they are being treated equally. طب نعمل ايه؟ How يعني let me ask you a question. For employees to feel if we are all working in the same organization, should we all have the same salary to feel like yes, we are all being treated equally? No, why not? Yes, it depends on what work are you doing, what job responsibilities are you having. It depends on the education, your qualification, your experience. What the type of work you are doing, the responsibilities. Maybe you are working long hours, I don't work long hours. Maybe you are doing a great job, I don't do this job this great. We are different. So in this case, shall I compare myself to others and we are different in our job responsibilities? تلاقي بعض consumers very upset about the CEOs. دول بياخدوا مبالغ خيالية Maybe this is true and maybe they are overrated. However, we don't compare somebody with somebody tani different. Okay, this is one of how we can overcome this problematic issue. How we can overcome this. ازاي نقنع الناس ان كل واحد بياخد ما يناسبه. بالظبط الكلام اللي انتوا قلتوه بس حطيناه في شكل equation، حطيناه في شكل ratio. اوكي، سميناها the input output ratio. يعني ايه input؟ Input as you said now, the time, the effort, the experience I'm putting into work. اوكي، مثلا انا my input اثناه كده بطريقه معينه طلع ان هو 2. والاوتبوت بتاعي اللي انا باخده ايه الاوتبوت؟ اللي هو الريوردز والكومبنسيشن والسالري. فانا بحط 2 باخد 4 مثلا. اوكي، كل واحد بقى يقيس نفسه على الريشيو دي 2 ل 4 يعني 1 ل 2 صح؟ يعني 1 2 2 مظبوط؟ مش هي دي الريشيو 1 to 2 اللي هي 2 ل 4. طب افرضي انت بتحطي 5 input to feel that you are being treated fairly. How much you should take? Yes. ما اقولش بقى هو بياخد 10 ليه وانا باخد 4 بس. لا, your input is 2, so you take 4. Your input is 5, so you take 10. طب لو انت الانبوت بتاعك 7 يبقى هتاخد 14، لو الانبوت بتاعك 10 يبقى هتاخد 20. يبقى the ratio is the same, not the output is the same. الريشيو is the same. لو انت بتشتغل 4 ساعات هتاخد قد كذا، لو انت بتشتغل 8 ساعات هتاخد كذا. The ratio remain the same. So I compare my input-output ratio with others' input-output ratio. If they are the same, so I will feel like I am being treated equally. Exactly. Okay? This about the equity theory. Okay? The expectancy theory. Finally, the goal-setting theory. Peter Drucker, أبو الإدارة, put like a theory about how we can motivate employees by putting objectives first. Management by objectives. Our goal-setting theory. This theory assumes that setting the goals have very much influence on attaining the goal, have very much influence on the performance. When I set the goal, I communicate with the employees with this goal. I make sure that they understand the goals and how they achieve these goals. Most likely they will perform well to achieve them. لو أنا قلت لك إن إحنا في BUS110 you should pass. بس ما قلتلكيش how you should pass. يعني تجيبي كام؟ يعني لو جبت 10 ولا لو جبت 20 ولا لو جبت 70 ولا لو جبت 100 how I should pass. أقول لك والله when you have the exam we will see. So you will struggle. يعني what effort should I put؟ أنا مش عارف، ما أنا ممكن I struggle with my effort وفي الآخر برضو أضيع. ها؟ لكن لو قلت لك إن you should take 50 at least from out of 100 to pass this course، وأقول لك إن ال 50 دي بتتقسم لكذا وكذا وكذا in class activities and the quiz and final exam, so you know the map. You see the plan. You know the goal and you know how to achieve it. والباقي بقى على الeffort بتاعك. So setting goals has very important impact on the employee performance. Every manager should set the goals, communicate with employees and make sure they understand these goals and teach them how they can achieve them. And then this will have a big impact, huge impact on their performance to achieve the goal. This is what we call management by objectives, الإدارة بالأهداف. Okay, so we have 8 theories: Maslow, Herzberg, and McGregor, X, Y, and Z, goal setting, expectancy, and equity theory. 8 theories. Very important. Okay, that's it for today. Any questions? Okay. From the online, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'll meet you next week. Thank you.